All right. Good evening. I'd like to call the February 4th, 2019 Davie County Commissioners meeting to order. This time, if you would join me in the invocation. Dear God, as we come before you this evening, we're so thankful for the many blessings we enjoy here in the county. We're thankful for all the people that are here tonight. We're thankful for all our employees and staff. As we go through the business of the people of Davie County tonight, we ask for your wisdom and guidance. In your name, amen. Okay, if you will stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, appreciate everyone coming out this evening. This time I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is, agenda is adopted. All right, next we will move to public comment. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing and resolution regarding Point Road, closing of Point Road. Mr. Meadwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Presented before you tonight, you have a petition by the Land Trust to request that the Board of Commissioners permanently close a portion of Point Road. North Carolina General Statute 153A-241 authorizes a County Board of Commissioners to start this process for the closing of a road. But prior to that, the board has to adopt a resolution of intent for the closing and hold a public hearing on the matter. The resolution of intent is required to be mailed to those affected property owners. Staff, we are required to advertise for 3 consecutive weeks and place 2 signs at prominent locations along Point Road to advertise for the hearing presented before you. And at that point in time, that's when the board has to make a decision based on information that you receive on that, whether or not the road should be closed permanently. It's my understanding that the applicants have already petitioned the NCDOT for the removal of the state maintenance, which is also part of that. That's supposed to be heard by the Board of Transportation this month. So staff would ask that the board adopt the resolution of intent and call for the public hearing, which would be on March 4th at your next meeting. And I'll be more than glad to answer any questions that the board may have.
Do the people that want it closed understand how hard it is to get it back on the map if they ever desired
They do. They
to
do.
do so?
They do.
They've been, this discussion's been going on for
Quite some time.
a year.
Yeah, quite some time. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for Mr. Meadwell? Okay, guess we'll look for that on our agenda next month.
Need a motion?
Yeah, need a motion to adopt that resolution.
I would make a motion to adopt the resolution setting the date.
Second.
Okay, have a motion, and a second with Mr. Poindexter. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your hand. That passes 5-0. Okay. Thank you. Right, next we have a public hearing for a resolution. I'm going to ask Mr. Poindexter to make some comments to kick this off.
As you know, for some time, we've been working, trying to get a section of a road named after one of our local war heroes, Mr. Harold Frank. He served in World War II, was wounded, captured, and endured considerable horrors while he was in prison in Germany during World War II. I've known Harold most of my life. I've always known him to be a good and honorable man. I appreciate the service that he gave to our country and the sacrifices that he made for us. And with that, I would like to make the motion. Is this a public hearing, or do we can? Okay, let's have the public hearing. I'd like to make the motion afterward.
All right, so noted. All right, go ahead, Mr. Bidwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before you tonight, you have an application to name a portion, an honorary designation on U.S. Highway 64. This designation extends from the Yadkin County Bridge there on 64 to where 64 intersects with 801 South, a 3.7 mile section of Highway 64 to be named in the honor of Mr. Harold Lee Frank Highway. As many of you know, before in our recent approval, the board has to adopt a resolution of support for this and hold a public hearing to hear on the actual request. Once, if the board approves the resolution, this will be sent to NCDOT, and then they will be the final say-so in the naming of the road. So I'll be more than glad to answer any questions that the board may have.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay. All right. This is a public hearing, so I will turn it over to Mr. Vogler.
The chair has announced this is the date and hour of the public hearing on the proposal to receive comments on a resolution to support a section of U.S. Highway 64 East through Davie County to be named as an honorary designation by the North Carolina Department of Transportation to recognize and honor the distinguished services and accomplishments of Harold Lee Frank. There has been due publication of notice of the public hearing in a newspaper with general circulation in Davie County. The clerk has attached the affidavit showing publication in said paper on a date at least 10 days prior to the day's date as part of your agenda. I would ask for all who wish to comment at this public hearing to come forward, state your full name for the board, and then comment on the proposal.
Thank y'all. My name is Billy E. McDaniel Jr. Uncle Harold is my uncle, and I was the one that kind of got this started since he's a POW and he has fought for our country. And since he's been in Germany, escaped, I thought this was a good time to put a sign up around 64 Bridge showing that we appreciate his service and what he's done for our country. Any questions, I'll try to answer.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other individuals wish to come forward and comment at this public hearing? Mr. Chairman, seeing none come forward to comment, I'd now turn the public hearing back over to you as chairman of the board to close the public comment section of this public hearing. Provide the board the opportunity to discuss among yourselves what, if any, action you wish to take with regards to this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this time we'll declare the public hearing closed. Anyone have any comments?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to take the opportunity to say I think it's very appropriate that we name part of 64 after Mr. Frank, because he ran over that road so many times coming over here to see his sweetheart. He lived in the Tyro community in Davidson County and married a girl from here and moved here. And we certainly appreciate him being here and all the things that he's done. And I'd like to make the motion to proceed to name this section of road after Mr. Frank.
Okay, have a motion by Mr. Poindexter, second by Ms. Finney. Any further discussion? All right. Well, seeing none. All in favor of the resolution to name the 3.7 mile stretch of road on 64 for Mr. Frank, raise your hand. And it is done. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Davie County's been awful good to me. I had it rough in World War II, but we all did. There were 16 million people in service in World War II. I was 19 when I hit the beach of well, Utah Beach. All that's behind me. I got shot and got captured on night patrol, but I survived it somehow or another. But when I got out of service, I went to work at Dixon Furniture Company in Lexington. And my good wife, I didn't know her then, but I got to know her. She worked upstairs and I worked in the basement. And the women folks would come down the outside step and go across to the break area and pass right by my window. I got to flirting with her. I worked Basel then. And I'd holler at her every time she went by. She had pretty red hair. I think that's what attracted me to her to start with. Finally, after about a month, she stopped and stuck her head in the window and said, "Come in, dude." Said, "You the dude that's been flirting with me for a month?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am. I want a date with you." She stood there a minute and said, "Can you come over Saturday night?" I said, "Where's it over at?" She said, "It's over at Canasta." But I had been to Davie County, but I didn't know where Canasta was at. So I said, "Yeah, tell me how to get there." I got there and we got acquainted. We courted for a year. And I said, "I'm just wearing my car out, coming over here 3 times a week. Let's get married." So we got married in 1947, October 11th. And we was married for 68 years. Never partied. I never whooped her near a time. I done better. I treated her like women ought to be treated. And, but I lost her 3 years ago, this January 21st. I ain't got over it yet. But I couldn't have got a better woman nowhere. That's my opinion. Thank you all for this honor of naming the highway after me. Looks like good things are coming to me now. Well, she was the first good thing that come to me. And I ain't never forgot it. I'm the only one of that family left living. She had 2 sisters and a brother. I know Pondexter knows them all, but Jones knows them. And her daddy and mom passed away, and all the rest of them passed away. But Derry Barnhart married her baby sister. And he was a pretty good fella. And but they all gone. All but the snow boy. I'll be 95 my next birthday. I went down to the World War II Museum in New Orleans last year with 23 other veterans. The Garrison East Foundation took us down there. That was a first-class trip. We eat together and stay together and all, but we had to have a guardian to go with us and look after us that was 25 years younger than we were. I said, "That ain't no problem. Everybody's 25 years younger than I am." But I don't think everybody is, but most of them is. But anyway, I took Mark Hager with me. He's going to be in charge of the Davie County Museum, or in charge of getting it together or whatever. And I got a letter here that I let 2 or 3 of y'all read before the meeting started. For the World War II Museum. They picked me out to go to France for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. I ain't never been back and didn't want to go back. I seen too much killing over there. And I couldn't turn that down. Mark's going with me this time. That's my guardian. We're going to leave here the 27th or the 28th of May and fly to Amsterdam and get on a cruise boat, not one of these great big ones, smaller one and go down and hit all them places on the French coast, about a dozen of them. And, we're gonna be at, Homie Hall Beach, there, at that big cemetery, the 6th of June, for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. I figure that'll be the last big blowout to have, cause it's kinda like Pearl Harbor. All the guys that was there, most of them, is gone on. They got me and a man from down at Face, North Carolina. The only two from North Carolina's going. Now, there's gonna be some other veterans there, I don't know how many. But, it's a big honor for me to get to go. I joined that big museum down there when it first organized. I'm a charter member of it. And I don't know whether it had anything to do with me getting to go or not, but if it did, thank the Lord. I couldn't turn that trip down. It's all paid. Now, Mark is gonna rent some stuff. He knows what to get out of, and document everywhere we go and what we do and all. And they told me that they won't take me back out there where I got captured at. I said, let's skip that. That's bad memory. Now, I'll go to Utah Beach, Homie Hall Beach, and Point de Hoc, and that, I don't think that'll tear me up, but I don't want, I'm gonna talk about it, take me out there, if I can. Anyway, it's a big honor. Well, it's a big honor to go down there last year to the World War II Museum. That place is so big, it's got a B-24 hanging up to the ceiling in there. Now, B-24 ain't no little bitty, a B-17, excuse me. It ain't no little bitty plane. They bummed Dresden with 1,000 B-17s while I was there in prison camp. They wiped the whole town out. That was over close to the backside of Germany, and they never bombed it. And that was 12th of February of 45. The war ended the 7th of May of 45. And so I consider myself lucky to survive it and get back and marry a good woman from Davie County. Well, I told all them boys up at Tyro that night, that Saturday evening, I said, I'm going to Davie County tonight to date a pretty red-headed girl. And they said, well, you'll get your tail whooped before you get back. I said, no, I ain't going nowhere to fight, I'm going nowhere to love. And they said, don't make no difference, if Davie County boys ain't gonna let you come over here from Davidson County and steal one of their good-looking girls. Nobody said a hard word to me. And so when we got married, I bought my old place out there and worked on it for years, got it decent to live in, and Davie County has been good to me. And I want y'all to know that. I don't think I'd have amounted to half as much if I'd have stayed in Davidson County and made my home over where I was raised at, but you never know what'll happen to you. And all the good things are coming to me now, and thank the Lord for it. I'm in a, I ain't gonna say much more. I'm in a exercise class at the Baptist Hospital up above Hillsdale now. Took the second lesson today. And I rode that bicycle for 21 minutes. And some of the guys that were there, all of them was a lot younger than I was, and they said, how old are you? I said, well, I'm old enough to sleep by myself. And I said, no, I'm 94, will be 95 my next birthday. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope I'll make it to 100. My heart doctor told me when I had the heart trouble in November, she come in there and said, I'm gonna let you go home, and said, she come back and said, invite me to your 100th birthday party. I said, darling, if I make it, you'll be there. And that Dr. Karen Smith put 3 stents in me, and she had time to talk to me. Most doctors ain't got time to sit down and talk to you. But now, good doctor. So if you ever have any heart trouble, get her. Thank you for naming the highway after me. And this young lady was on the board. I was out at the senior center when I wasn't supposed to be. And I went back home, and 4 days later, I had a heart attack and had to go back. But that didn't bring it on. I didn't do nothing but sit out there and enjoy this program. And I think I have missed 2 Veterans Day out there at the senior center since it had the senior center. Thank y'all for what you're doing for Davie County. You're doing a good job. Just keep up good work and keep a tax down. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll try to do Davie County great over there.
We know you will.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
I thought this place would be full tonight, but they know we was coming. Me and you were here, wasn't it? Yeah. I got you. Over there. I got you.
Appreciate it. All right. Next, we move to the consent agenda. Does anyone got any questions or comments about that?
Mr. Chairman, I'd make the motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Okay, have a motion. Have a second. Have a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the consent agenda as presented, raise your hand. That passes 5-0. Thank you. Next, we have the county manager's report. Mr. Eller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a few quick items. Want to make sure everyone has on their calendars for March 4th. We're going to be having a groundbreaking for our new park at the former high school at 4:30. We're inviting, we'll be getting more information out about that for our citizens, but hope everyone can attend that to start that new phase of renovation that we're all excited about. In addition to that, I want to also thank our Veteran Services Administrator Megan Tomlin. She was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from the North Carolina Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, and also an award honor from the DAV Chapter 75. Since we just heard from Mr. Frank and his worthy honor tonight, it'd be remiss if I didn't thank Ms. Tomlin for all she does for Davie County as well. We have finalized our interlocals for Bermuda Run and Coolamy. Moxville will hopefully be up in March, and that will take care of all of our partnerships with our towns. And then hopefully next month we'll have our capital improvement plan presentation for you, and Robin and Mitch and Brad will be ready for that presentation. So more to come on that. So that's all my quick notes for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, do we have any old business to come before us this evening? All right, how about any new business? All right, it'll be a short meeting. We have a closed session. It's next on the agenda, and I got to read this, I'm told. So at this point, I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143, 31811A3 to consult with an attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body. Would someone like to make that motion? Second. Motion and a second. All in favor? Okay. We are in closed session. We will be back out shortly. Unless someone objects, we will forego commissioner comments, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.